So yay, finding ourselves. Oh, this was good. Getting ready for our practice today, getting ready for our practice, grabbing what you need for the practice. So we've got ourselves in our nice simple cross leg. Maybe you're sitting on something. I for sure am, because I for sure have tight hip flexors, and that can be very helpful. Or I don't have carpet beneath me either. And so if you don't have carpet beneath you and you're like, it hurts to sit on the floor, then sit on a pillow. Sit on a pillow or roll up a blanket. Do what works for you to help you with your practice. That's the beauty of doing this in your home, because you can use whatever you need to use. There is no cheating. It is all helpful. So we've got our blocks, we've got our strap, we've got our eye pillow, whatever else you need. If it's cold there, you can have blankets all around you. You can be in socks, you can be in your pajamas, whatever is working for you. So sitting ourselves in our simple cross leg, and maybe as you are grounding, as you are finding yourself in this present moment, maybe you're rocking it a little bit from side to side, or you're rocking it from front to back. And that can feel good too. Or you're in stillness. You're like, I've been rocking all morning, or I've been doing all kinds of other stuff. It's good to be still. So finding whatever is helpful for you. If you are moving from side to side or front to back, we're going to begin to change that movement into some circling with the torso. So let's do some nice torso circles. And this can be super helpful in warming up not only hips, those hip flexors, front hip flexors. It can warm up those glutes. It could be warming up that waist, that torso, those big back muscles, our latissimus dorsi, our lats. And that can be very helpful. And again, just the movement is this circular, slower movement is kind of like that, the rocking movement, which is a very primal movement, which that brain is like, yep, okay, we're getting our endorphins now. We're gonna get some feel-good chemicals going on in the brain just with this very nice movement. All right, let's go ahead and circle that the other way, or maybe it's making you dizzy. And if that's happening, then you don't have to be doing the circling as much, or you can slow those circles down and make them big. So big torso circles. Oh yeah, just circling that, breathing in that. I feel it in my rib cage as well. It's so good. All right, and then just go ahead and bring that back to center and sitting ourselves up tall. Scooting myself forward here. Let's inhale and sweep this up. So big, deep inhale up. And exhale it out. And inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Good. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Inhale and sweep it up. This time as we exhale, let's go ahead and take our hands behind us. So you can clasp those hands behind you. You can reach for your wrists, or you can be using a strap. You can be holding your strap behind you too. If your shoulders are tight or your chest is tight, my chest is almost tight, like really tight, where I was like gonna grab my strap, but I can reach right now, and my muscles are warm enough. If your muscles are cold, then always feel free to use whatever you need to help you until those muscles get warm. Let's drop our chin to chest, and then let's take our eyes to sky. And chin to chest, and eyes to sky. And chin to chest, and eyes to sky. Bring that head to neutral. Good, let's release our arms. Inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, let's drop our right hand down and let's reach over with the left. Let's keep that left hip and left glute, left side of the body, planted into the floor. It's easy for that right side to be planted because we're leaning that way, but it's kind of difficult to have that left side planted. So really concentrate on keeping that nice and planted, rooted into the floor so that you get a good stretch there. Let's inhale and sweep this up and take it to the other side. Now, other side we are planting. So our right, our right glute, right hip rooting into the floor, and breathe. Good. Very nice. Oh yeah, lengthening through that torso. Let's inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, let's clasp our hands behind us again, opening that up or holding on to that strap. Let's drop that chin to chest again, and then take our eyes to sky again. Good, head to neutral. Let's look to the right, and then look to the left. And head to center. Drop that chin to chest once more. And lift our eyes to sky. Good, bring that head to center. We can release our arms. Inhale and sweep this up. Drop our left hand down, reaching over, keeping that right glute down. Ooh, and that feels better. The second time around, always the second time around is very much easier. Body knows where it's going. Muscles are like, okay, yeah, I know it. Let's inhale and sweep this up and take it to the other side. Reach over, keep that left glute down and breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good. Inhale and sweep this up. Let's clasp our hands at the top. Press our palms towards the ceiling. Lengthen up through our arms, through our torso. Let's do a few side breaths here. Inhaling it deeply. And exhale, big sigh out. So just inviting that nervous system to join the party. Inhale it deeply here. And exhale it out, sigh out. And again, inhale it deeply. And exhale, big sigh out. Good. Let's bring those arms out. Rotate those wrists and then rotate the other way. Very nice. Let's open that up and then release that down. Roll those shoulders back. So good. And then roll that the other way. Very nice. Let's take our left arm across. Our right hand comes behind us. It's our first spinal twist, so it doesn't have to be that big yet. Let's breathe it here in this nice twist. Inhale. And exhale, and maybe I had some pops and some creaks when I did that inhale there. Pops right up through my spine and my rib cage. Woo! And let's bring this back to center. Let's take it to the other side, twisting the other way. And maybe you'll get some pops and creaks on this side. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Good. One more breath. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Good, bring this back to center. Very nice. Good. Let's inhale and sweep this up and exhale that out. If you're sitting on something, go ahead and move that. And we did this last week and we're going to do it again this week. We have got our hands out in front of us. So we've got like we do with our stop hands, and we can actually, you can clasp your hands together like this, or you can keep them in stop. Whatever feels best for you, but we're going to take those legs out. I'm going to scoot this way. There we go. So we've got our legs out and we're going to take them into that zigzag. So we've got this nice zigzag here. We've got our arms out in front of us. Now we're going to go ahead and switch that. So see how we're kind of moving with this and switching that. So this is definitely beginning to engage the core, but it's also majorly waking up those hips and hip flexors, those legs, but super duper, this is balance, engaging that core as well. And you don't have to be like how I brought my legs way out. You don't have to do that. Your legs can be very close into your body. That makes it a little less like unstable. You just keep it nice and close to your body. And those arms, because we're holding our arms out in front of us, the blood flow going right there and having to work, and it's having to pull our abdominals in. Lots of different things going on here. Oh, but it feels so good for those hips, for those legs. Good. It's just adding different movement in, and maybe your shoulders are burning now. Mine are burning. My shoulders, my lats, my deltoids. Those are shoulder muscles. Good. Let's go ahead and find ourselves. Our next zigzag, or at least mine, is going to be with my right leg forward. So finding ourselves in our zigzag. Oh, you can release those arms. Roll those shoulders back and roll those shoulders forward. Very good. Let's go ahead and turn into this just so that our torso is right over our front thigh. Very good. And then we're going to turn into it a little bit more. So we're going to go into that bigger twist here. And you can use those hands to leverage that twist, and that back hip, back glute can be lifting up off of the ground. For most people, it naturally will lift up off of the ground. If you're hyper flexible, maybe it doesn't lift. Oh yeah, that's such a good twist right there. Let's breathe into this twist. Let's inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And big deep inhale and an exhale out. Very nice. Bring this to center. Let's lean this back onto our hands. And now we're just going to focus legs. So just legs right there. Yeah. And doesn't that feel easier after we did that whole big other thing with the arms up and moving the legs and just these nice windshield wipers? Oh, this is a simpler move, and those legs are warmer now. So that is good, good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and keep our left leg in front right here, and just taking our torso over that front leg just for a moment here, and then we'll get into that bigger twist. Just for a breath. Good, and then I'm gonna move myself over. Let's get into that bigger twist. Oh my goodness, using those hands to leverage that twist and that hip and that glute probably up off of the floor. Unless you have that hyper flexibility, this is really good. And breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And big deep inhale and exhale it out. Good, bring this to center. Let's lean this back, and we're going to take those legs side to side, windshield wiper right here. Very good. Very nice. Good. We're going to do a little bit more of hip stretching, kind of preparing us for when we get to our sun salutations later on. But let's go ahead and bring ourselves forward. So we're back into that zigzag. And then go ahead and bring yourself up onto your knees right here like this. So we're up onto our knees, and let's have our right leg forward. Yes, so bring our right leg up, and we're just going to, you can grab your blocks or grab whatever you use for height. You can use both or you can use one. And we're just going to sit into this hip flexor right here. So lean, oh my goodness, lean into that. Very good. So just leaning into that and breathing that here. And let's go ahead and shift our weight back. So shift that back and still using, or you can use the blocks however high you want to use them, or low, or no blocks, or maybe you've got like some push-up stands that you can be using, some handles. Whatever you need to use. Very good. All right, back to both of those knees again, and let's take that other leg forward, bending that knee and hinging into this. Woo! Getting that hip flexor stretch on this side. So good. Just opening that up. And you can be like manipulating that however that feels best for you. You can be moving into that. Good. And then let's go ahead and shift that weight back and just stretching out the back of that leg. Very nice. And this will be helpful for when we get to, yeah, those sun salutations. We do those, our twisting into our lunges. Yeah. All right, bringing back to our knees. And then let's take ourselves back down onto our boots. Let's go ahead and lengthen ourselves right here into a nice staff pose. So let's flex through our feet, lengthen through our legs, reach up through our arms. So we find our staff pose here. Everything is engaged. Let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good. Let's release our arms down, and let's go ahead and bring our right leg in. Give our right leg a hug into that torso. Let's take our right over our left. Let's go ahead and wrap that left arm around and we'll get a wonderful twist here, opening that up. Yeah, and breathe it here. Inhale and exhale it out. Good. Let's twist it the other side. Twisting here and inhale it here and exhale it out. Good. Bring this back to center. Both of our feet together. Both of our feet together into a nice butterfly. Very good. Sitting that up tall. And a breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Lengthen through our legs. Lengthen through that again. Sit ourselves up tall. Reach up through our arms. So finding our staff pose. 2 breaths here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. And inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. So good. Releasing our arms down. Let's bring our left leg in. Hug that in. Give that a big hug. Let's take our left over our right. Let's wrap our right arm around and twist it. We've got 1 breath here. Breathe it deep. And exhale it out. Good. And let's take this over other side. Breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Good. Bring this back to center. Take our feet together once again. Sit ourselves up tall into that nice butterfly. Opening that up. Good. And then we're going to go into our reverse tabletop and our reverse plank. Good. Let's lengthen back through our feet. Bring our arms behind us. Actually, you can go ahead and bend those feet now. And we're going to go to reverse tabletop. So let's lift our pelvis up. I love this one. Oh, love it, love it. Love that bicep stretch right there. And just that stretching and strengthening for those wrists. So good. And for that core, of course, that core is involved. Our feet are planted. Our glutes are working because they're lifting our torso. Our torso is working. So our abs are engaged. And let's breathe it here. Inhale it. And exhale it out. Good. Release that down. Lengthen back. Shoulders down and back. 1 leg up. So 1-legged boat. Breathe it here. Inhale it deep. And exhale it out. 1 more breath here. Inhale it deep. And exhale it out. Good. Bring our arms back behind us. Now, you can go back into reverse table, or if you want to make it a little more challenging, then you go into reverse plank. You can start in reverse table and then move yourself into reverse plank. Or you can start in reverse plank and move yourself into table. Or you can be in table the whole time, or you can be in plank the whole time. So finding whatever of these modifications is going to work for you in this pose, in this strengthening. And still it's a warm-up pose, but we're working on that strength. I'm feeling it in my biceps and my triceps. I'm feeling it in my core. I'm having to lift that pelvis up high. It really wants to drop. We really need to lift that up. And no matter if you're in tabletop or if you're in this reverse plank. Breathing it here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Good. Dropping that down. Leaning this back. Other leg up. We've got 2 breaths here. Inhale it deep. And exhale it out. Inhale it deep. And exhale it out. So good. Very nice. Release that. Good. Let's scoot ourselves forward. Grab your block. Let's do a few bridges just to continue with that strengthening and warming up of the back. So take ourselves down. We've got that block between our knees. I love using the block because it automatically, I don't have to think about it. I'm engaged. My inner thighs are engaged because I have to squeeze that block. Our feet are lined up with our knees. Our knees are lined up with our hips. Hands right by our sides. Let's lift that pelvis up towards the ceiling into this nice strong bridge. Lifting this up. Very good. And then let's lower this down, imprinting that spine into the floor. We'll add in that breath. Inhale it deeply up. And exhale, lower it down. Good. As you come up into that bridge, think about these next few, think about squeezing those glutes. So think about that being the thing right there, is those glutes being squeezed, and then you can release that squeeze as you go down. So let's inhale, squeeze those glutes. And exhale, lower it down. Good. Inhale and squeeze those glutes up. And exhale and lower it down. Inhale and squeeze up. Exhale and lower it down. Inhale and squeeze it up. And exhale, lower it down. Good. Next one, we're going to hold. Inhale, squeeze it up and hold. Hold it here in this bridge. Your breath can be normal. So you can exhale while we're holding up in this bridge. We got 4 breaths here in this isometric bridge. That means we are holding. So inhale it deep and exhale out. Inhale it deep and exhale it out. Inhaling it deep and exhaling it out. And inhale it deep and exhale it out. Good, drop that pelvis down, very nice. We can drop or move that block off to the side. Go ahead and drop our knees to the left. Drop both those knees to the left so we can get a nice side stretch here. Ah, good torso stretch, oh my goodness. And then bring this to center and torso stretch the other way. So drop those knees over to the right. Ay, such a good stretch right there. Oh. And maybe your arms out or out into a T. Maybe they're not, but just that little torso stretch. So good. All right. And then just roll yourself onto your side and let's bring ourselves up onto all fours, shoulders over our wrists, hips are over our knees, cat and cow. Let's drop that belly to the floor, eyes to the sky, inhale. Round our spine, chin to chest, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. And round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. And round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. And round that spine, exhale. Good, let's go into our first balance. So we'll go into our bird dog. Let's lift our right leg up, lengthen up through that. Good, nice and strong right here. Very good. This may be where you can go today. Otherwise, you're going to be lifting up that left arm for this nice opposing stretch and this balance, this full body balance right here. Good, we're going to take elbow to knee 6 times here. Let's bring this in for 6 and extend. Here's 5 and extend. Here's 4 and extend. Here's 3 and extend. It's 2 and extend. And last one, and extend and hold. Good, bend that knee, bottom of the foot facing the ceiling. Let's shoot our arm by our side. Just reaching right here by our side. That foot is lifting up. Very nice. We can release that arm down. We can release that leg down. Take ourselves into our child's pose. First child's pose of the practice. That feels good. That feels especially good on the front of those feet, man. I love this front of the feet stretch right here. Very good. All right, bring ourselves back up, all fours, cat and cow again. Drop that belly, inhale. Round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. Round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. Round that spine, exhale. Good, let's bring it into that strength and balance on the other side. So let's go ahead and lift our left leg up, lengthening up through that. This may be where you're going to go today, or you're going to bring it into that full body balance by bringing that right arm up. We've got this nice bird dog here. We're going to bring elbow to knee 6 times. Let's bring this in for 6 and extend. Here's 5 and extend. Here's 4 and extend. Here's 3 and extend. It's 2 and extend. And last one, let's hold this extension. Hold that there. Good, let's bend at that knee, bottom of the foot facing the ceiling. Shoot that arm by your side. Oh, that's hard. And breathe that. Yeah. And then go ahead and release that arm, release that leg. Child's pose, take that back. Oh, glutes go back to heels. If your glutes can't even come close to your heels, that is okay. You're just sitting back as far as you can. Looking at our hands, let's walk those hands over to the right. Let's take that left hand on top of that right hand and sit our left glute towards our left heel. Good, and breathe. And then take that the other way. Walk those hands over to the left. Right hand is on top of that left hand. And then that right glute's going to that right heel. I can't get as low on this side. It's okay though. Again, body awareness, just recognizing. And bring this back to center. Very nice. Lengthen through that. So good. And coming to all fours, you can place your blocks where you want them, or when we get to our sun salutations. Let's curl our toes under. We're going to go into our first downward facing dog. So lifting ourselves up, lifting those glutes towards the ceiling. So that means lifting our tails high. So our tail is nice and high. Tailbone nice and high. Keeping our knees bent so that we stretch through our spine first. Maybe relaxing that head and neck in between those arms. So good. And then let's begin to pedal our feet. So pedaling those heels down towards the floor. Yeah, good stretch for those calves. Oh my goodness. Calves, ankles, Achilles tendons, all of that. Hamstrings. So many things here. So many things. All right, finding some stillness here. If you're working on trying to get your heels all the way down to the floor, then maybe you're taking your feet extra wide. If you take your feet as wide or wider than the mat, then that makes it easier to get those heels down towards the floor. Then you can work on bringing your feet in a little closer, 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 closer. Let's lift up on our toes. Our heels are high, and let's drop both of those heels over to one side. Good, stretching through that. And lift this back up center. And go ahead and drop that over to the other side. Oh, that is such a good stretch for the blade of the foot. I feel that. My outer ankle. So good. And bring that back to center. Very nice. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold at the front of our mat. And we're not going to use our blocks just yet, but have them within reaching distance. But we're going to allow ourselves to fold over and dangle. So we're in this nice rag doll, our upper body just dangling over that lower body, our feet planted into the floor, toes, big toe, little toe, heel, foot planted down. Good, and breathe. So good, taking opposite elbow with the opposite hand, making a frame for that head, so heavy upper body. Folding in half even more. So good. Breathe it here. Back rib cage expanding. Good. You can be moving that head if you need to be doing that. Good. And then just go ahead and release those arms. And you can let those arms dangle. Then go ahead and grab those blocks. Let's inhale. Flat back. Look forward. So tabletop right here. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep those arms up. You can take this as slow as you need to because our head has been low. Good. Reach that up. Let's dive this down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around into chair. Good, nice squat here. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep this up. Tall mountain. Exhale it around into chair. Low chair. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Tall mountain again. And then we're going to take it into a low chair. Try and get a little lower than you normally would. Oh, yeah. Inhale and sweep this up. We're going to do that a few more times and try and get lower each time. Dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, tall mountain, get super duper tall, reach up through that. And then take it into that low chair. Maybe you get even lower this time. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep this up, tall mountain, and we're going to go into our lowest chair of all. So take this around and try and get as low as you can. If you fall over, that's okay. You've got the comfort of your house to, like, you can bring yourself back up. Let's inhale and sweep this up. And exhale, dive it down and over. Good. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Our right foot is going to stay forward. Our left foot is going to go back into that lunge. Ooh, yeah. Our left hand is on the block or on the floor or on a chair or against a wall, whatever you need. And we're just taking ourselves into our lunge, tall lunge, spinal twist. So many good things working right here. Very good. Breathe it here. This is such an effective and challenging pose, working a lot of stuff. Bring this to center. Take our foot back to meet the other foot into a tall top of plank. Good. Shift our weight forward. Drop to the fronts of the knees. Uncurl our toes. Our heart goes down to the floor, and then our heart lifts up off the floor. Oh, this baby cobra. That feels good. Curl our toes under. Let that press. Downward facing dog. Breathe this here. Remembering our down dog is our home base, one of our home bases, this or child's pose, if you ever need a break. This is where you take it. This nice inversion, head being lower than the heart. So many good things going on here as well. Good, let's center our weight. Lift that right leg up, three-legged downward facing dog. Maybe rotate that ankle that's in the air or rotate it the other way. And then let's go ahead and bring that leg through. So helping that through, walking that through, bringing that back into that lunge. Grab both of those blocks because they're going to help us with our warrior three, with our lift and balance. So bring ourselves forward, lifting up into that warrior three balance. I love this one because it's pretty powerful. I love using the blocks to help us up with it. Good, release that foot back into that nice forward fold, standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up, tall mountain. Exhale it around to chair. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Our left foot is going to stay forward and our right foot is going to go back into lunge. Let's take that right hand on the floor or the block, whatever is supporting you, and let's twist over to the left. Oh, so good. And breathe it here. Again, so many things working here. Such a strong pose. Having to be strong in multiple areas of the body. Good, let's bring this back to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shift our weight, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl those toes under, let them press. Downward facing dog and breathe. I don't know about you, I am enjoying this down dog today. Oh yeah. Looking forward to the down dogs. Let's center our weight and let's lift our left leg up. Three-legged down dog, lifting that leg. Very good. And then let's go ahead and bring this leg through. You can help that through, walk that through, however you can get into that lunge. Oh, yeah, we're not going to twist open. Sorry. But grab your blocks. We're going to do this one. Grab your blocks and lift that back leg. Yes. Yes, yes. There we go. Into our warrior three. Love this one. So good. Strong warrior three. Let's bring that foot forward. Standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep this up. Exhale it around to chair. Good. Inhale, lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Let's do everything we just did. Let's do it one more time on each side. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Ooh, nice. Let's keep our right leg forward. Take our left foot back into lunge. Left hand on the block or the floor. And let's open this up. Twist to that right side. feeling that today? Feeling it right here and up in the back, up in the lats. Very good. Let's bring this to center. Take our foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Strong, tall top of plank here. Shift the weight, drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl the toes. Heart's gonna go down, heart's gonna lift up. Curl our toes under, lift down, press. Downward facing dog. And that press, man, that is some strength for your arms right there. That's good. Breathe it here. Maybe nod the head yes or shake that head no. We're gonna center our weight again and we're gonna lift our right leg up. So we've got that 3-leg down dog and it's a little bit easier this time. Yay, love that. Love it when it gets easier. Good, let's go ahead and bring that leg forward, back into that lunge. That nice strong lunge. Good, we've got those blocks. Prepping ourselves for our warrior 3. So let's bring that back leg up into this warrior 3. So good, so strong, strong core, strong legs. And bring that leg down to meet the other leg. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around to chair. Good, inhale, lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Let's keep our left foot forward, right foot goes back, right hand on the block, floor. And let's twist this open. Yeah. Yay, I'm same amount of sore on both sides. So same amount of difficulty on both sides of the body. Yeah, so really stretching through that. Goodness, right there, and breathe. Good, bring this back to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shift that forward. Drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl the toes. Heart's gonna go down, heart's gonna lift up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog, and breathe. Prepare yourselves for our 3-leg down dog. Centering that weight. Let's lift that left leg up. Very nice. And then let's go and bring that left leg through. Back into that lunge. Good. And let's use those blocks and bring ourselves up into nice warrior 3. Very good. Strong legs, strong torso. Release that down. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep this up. Exhale it around to chair. Good, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Both feet back into top of plank. Yeah, both feet. Let's go ahead and shift that weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog. Breathe it here. We're gonna go back into that 3-leg down dog, but we're gonna add in our pigeon, our full pigeon. So go ahead and let's lift that right leg up, bend at our right knee, and drop our right heel over towards our left glute. Man, getting that quadricep stretch and that hip flexor stretch right there. Goodness gracious. Good, let's bring that knee back to center and let's go ahead and sweep this through and take this into our pigeon. You may need support for your pigeon. You may need a pillow underneath your glute. Feel free to do that. Or multiple pillows or blankets. But whatever, if you need some support underneath that glute, feel free to do that. You can be on your hands in this pigeon. You can be on your elbows in this pigeon, or you can be all the way lengthened out. So whatever is best for you, and then whatever you know that you can do on the other side as well. That's what, remember, we're trying to do the same thing on both sides of the body. So we get that equal stretching, equal strengthening, equal balance, both sides of the body. That's what we're trying to do here. Breathe it, breathe it. So good. Oh. And let's press ourselves halfway up here. Let's reach our left hand back for our left foot. and stretching through that quadricep. So this is much like when we're standing and we do that dancer where we're holding on to the back of the chair and we're standing and we're hinging. This is very similar to that. This is getting that same stretch in the quadricep and that same stretch in the shoulder capsule and the pectoralis muscle, that chest muscle. And then let's go ahead and take this into pretzel. So let's wrap the leg back around up front. So bring this to the front. And maybe you can, maybe your pretzel is a simple cross leg because it can be. If you can't do pretzel, then go ahead and feel free to go into simple cross leg. But we're trying to, I kept the pillow underneath me, so it's almost impossible for this other glute to go down. But if you don't have any support underneath you, try and allow your glutes to equalize, like to, oh, I'm gonna move this so that I can do that, because I need to do that. There we go. Try and get both of those glutes down towards the floor. This is the one that causes some nausea. And this is where I really, really am using that breath. This is also, today, it's interesting, my feet are shaking from this one. So my hips are really tight. Again, awareness, body awareness, just recognizing, whoa, that's different. Breathe. And if you do get nauseous here, it will go away. It may not go away while we're doing it today, but if you keep practicing it, away. Let's take this leg, top leg, swing that back around. And press ourselves back up, downward facing dog. Wow. Very nice. Good down dog. Breathe it right here. So good to go right into that inversion. And deep breathing in this inversion. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands so that we're in a standing forward fold in front of our neck. Good. Let's inhale and sweep this up. Exhale around to chair. Inhale and sweep that up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Both feet back, top plank. Everything we just did, we're going to do on the other side. Let's shift our weight forward, drop the fronts and the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Good, curl those toes under. Lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. Center the weight. Let's lift that left leg up. Bend at our left knee. Drop our left heel over towards our right glute. Oh, to open up that hip. Hip flexor. Maybe rotate that ankle a little bit. I didn't have you do that on the other side, but you can do that later. Let's bring our knee back to center and let's go and sweep this through into pigeon on this other side. And yes, I will use support, please. Oh, man. On those hands, on those elbows or all the way down. But remember, wherever you were on the other side, that's where you want to be on this side. You don't want to be too flexible on one side over the other, or you don't want to be stronger on one side than the other, because that will lead to injury. It will eventually lead to an imbalance, which will lead to injury. So we want to make sure that we're being patient with both sides of the body and challenging both sides of the body. Good, breathing it here. Because it can be like, oh, but the other side, it felt so good. Why can't I just go where I need to go on the other side? Nope, you've got to wait. You got to wait on it. You got to allow both sides to join up with each other, to meet there. All right, let's bring ourselves. And let's take that right hand and reach back for that right foot. Again, such a good stretch for the quadricep, shoulder capsule, pectoralis muscle, and that back. Very good for the back, very good back stretch right there. Feeling it in my forearm too. That's a good forearm stretch. Good shoulder stretch. All right, and we're going to take our leg. Let's go ahead and bring it Bring it around into that pretzel. I'm trying to get both of those glutes down. One side maybe is easier than the other, or maybe both sides are horrendous, or maybe both sides are easy. And you're like, this is excellent for me today. I am really happy for you that that is the case. And breathe it here. Inhale it. And exhale it, using that breath. So good. This one is not as nervous system triggering as the other one. The other one, I was feeling it like it was nervous system triggering. It was like the nausea, all this. This one is I'm feeling it in my muscles and my joints. So that's interesting too. You might have one side that is tighter that gets more of like a nerve pain thing or a nerve like tingling, or like, and my feet aren't shaking on this side like they were on the other side. So recognizing that as well, but then you might be having something different. Like, yes, now my muscles and my tendons are burning. So all good things though. That's all good stuff. All good stuff. All means that we're still alive. We're still here. We're still doing this. Good, breathe it. As long as it's not pain, searing pain, sharp pain. But uncomfortably uncomfortable, it's okay. It's good. It's where we want to live. All right, let's go ahead and take this leg back behind us and then press ourselves up, downward facing dog. So good. Oh, and don't your calves feel so much more flexible now? Mine do. Let's go ahead and pedal. Pedal right here. Pedal those feet. Oh, yeah. Those legs feel so much better. Goodness gracious. Right there. So good. Pedaling that. Very nice. All right, back into top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop the front to the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, let them press, downward facing dog. We're gonna do, I was like, let's do 6 of those because we can. Let's go back into top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop the front to the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Very nice. Curl our toes under, let them press. Downward facing dog. Very nice. We've got 5 more. Take it back to top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, let them press. So strong there. You're using so many muscles and you're building such strength there. These body weight strength movements are vital, so important. Bring ourselves back to top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift them press, downward facing dog, halfway done. Halfway. Good, bring ourselves back to top of plank. Shift our weight, drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift them press. Downward facing dog. That was 4. We got 2 more. Take ourselves back to top of plank. Shift our weight, drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, let them press. Downward facing dog. That was 5. You have 1 more. And if your arms are hot, on fire, yeah, that's a good thing. Bring ourselves back to top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Yes, that is 5 or 6. 6. That would have been mean. I was like, that's not, that was just, we gotta do more. No, you're good. So good. Very nice. Bring ourselves back to top of plank. Drop to our knees. Back into a child's pose. Give your arms just a little bit of a stretch here, or actually a relax here. Relax those arms just a little bit. Bring ourselves up. Reach our arms behind us. Oh, open that chest. Yes. So good. And there was some cracking there too. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Look over to one side. Look to the other side. Very nice. Bring this out in front. Let's go ahead and we'll do a crossover. So our palms are together right there and just a nice stretch there and round that spine. So rounding that. Good. Oh, so good. And then lift that up and then release that down. Very nice. Roll that out. All right. So go ahead and grab your strap and grab whatever you need for final relaxation, because that's where we are going. So taking our strap, if you have an eye pillow, then you're going to use that for when we get into relaxation. But let's take our strap around our right foot. Let's pull that strap into the torso, or pull that leg into the torso. The strap is around our foot, pulling our leg into the torso. That is good stuff right there. Let's press up through that heel to the ceiling. Pull that leg towards us. Let's keep the strap in our left hand and let's drop that leg across. So we get that nice deep spinal twist with that deep leg stretch. Our right arm is off to the side, and let's maybe look over to the right. Oh, goodness. What is going on? And breathe. And recognizing where you might be feeling it on this side, so that you can recognize where you might be feeling it on the other side when we get over to that side. Curious. Good. Bring ourselves back to center. Pull the leg towards us, bend at the other leg. Let's release that strap. And let's go and take that strap around. Now it's around our left foot. Let's pull that left knee into our chest, into our torso. Let's press up through that heel to the ceiling. Pull that leg towards us. Use that strap. I love using the strap for these leg stretches. This is the best. I love it. Good. Let's keep that strap in the right hand. Let's drop this leg across. Left arm is off to the side. And look over to the left. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I feel it in different areas, but it's just as intense on this side, just in different places. And breathe. This one's much more in my back and in my upper hip, whereas my other was in big muscle groups. This one is not so much muscle as joints. And breathe. That's good awareness too, is recognizing, do I feel this in my muscles, or do I feel this in my joints, or is this a tendon strength? And that's kind of like, it's figuring out. So muscle is usually burning, tendons are usually tight, and joints are usually like ache or like pop or noise. So just like recognizing the different parts of your body and the way that they react when you do things. So that's always good to have some awareness as well. So I remember having clients, they'd be like, it was a pop. And I'm like, okay, so a pop where? Like a pop in your muscle, a pop in your joint, or a pop in your tendon? I don't know, just a pop. It's like, okay. So that's why it's so good to build this muscle awareness so that you know where things are happening. Bring that leg in and release that. Good, release that. And grab your eye pillow, because let's go into some relaxation. Let's lengthen through our legs towards one end of the room. Let's reach through our arms, our hands towards the other end of the room. And how good is it when you can recognize what's going on with your own body, where you're like, oh, no, this was here, not here. Like, it's very good. Lengthen through that. Let's take a big, deep inhale here. And as you exhale, allow yourself to sink, to settle. A few moments of quiet here, a few breaths before we bend our knees. slowing things down, slowing that nervous system down, bringing it out of that. Whether we like it or not, whenever we're doing any sort of exercise, or it's called hermeneutic tension, we are bringing ourselves into a fight or flight, but this is a positive thing, a positive fight or flight. So right now what we're doing is we're bringing ourselves out of that. Or hormetic. I always think, so I went to Bible school too. Hermeneutics is Bible. Hormetic is medical. Hormetic tension. That's what we want. Not hermeneutic. We don't want biblical tension. We want muscle tension. But you can have biblical tension too. I don't know. Good. Let's bend those knees. And let's drop those knees over to our sides. And let's take ourselves onto our sides. Yeah, no more hormetic tension. But that's what we do whenever we're building muscle, like we did all those push-ups that we just did. That's hormetic stress. And that builds muscle. That's a good stress. That's the kind of stress that we like. And that does take us into that fight or flight, but it's in a healthy way, of building rather than protecting. Good, let's press ourselves up, bring ourselves up into a seated pose that feels supportive for you. Love the kneeling pose for the front of my feet. Let's inhale and sweep this up, big breath up, bring our hands together. And exhale, eyes following our fingers, take our chin to chest. Yes. Lift that head center, take our fingers to forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth. Taking our fingers to our lips. As we leave today, let us speak words of love. Take our hands to our hearts. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound and peaceful mind. Inhaling it deeply and exhale. One more time, big deep inhale. And exhale it out.